So in the last class, just I was discussing 4 cases, right? Yes. Case 1. If we are defining variables in Python, right? If you're defining variables, right? Yes. X equal to 10. Internally, one object gets created. Internally, one object gets created with value 10. It's going to have some address. It's going to occupy some physical memory location address. That address is taken by X, right? Yes. So here, if I say print X, what is X value it prints? I try to answer everyone. Print X 10. It goes to that address and prints that value at that. If I want to print the address, ID of X 103070, right? Yes. Type of X, data type of X, right? Type of X is what type? Integer. Because you have assigned an integer value to it, right? Yes. Case 2, observe. Case 2. X value is 10, Y is 20. How many objects getting created internally, right?
2.
2 objects. For 10, one object gets created with value 10. For 21 object gets created with value 10. It's going to have some address 103070. This address is given to X. 104090. This address is given to Y. Yes, try to answer like print X. What is X value?
10.
10. I want to print the address. If I want to print the address, where exactly it is to address of X. 103070. Type of X, type, data type of X, right? Yes. Integer type. Print Y is 20. Address of 104090. Type of Y is what type? Yes. Type of Y is what? Yes. Integer type. That is case 2. Case 3. Observe this case 3, right? Yes. If I'm defining values like this, X as 10, Y as 20, Z as X as 10, Y as 10, Z also as 10. How many objects creating in
3.
everyone? Try to answer this. X as 10, Y as 10, Z as 10.
1 only. 1.
Only one object, right? Okay. With value 10, one object gets created with some address that is given to X. The same address is given to Y. That is given to Z. The same address given to Z. Before creating object for Y, first it checks any object with value 10 is already available. If available, the same address is given to Y. Before creating object for Z, first it checks any object with value 10 is already available in the memory. If available, the same address will be given to this set X, Y, and Z. Okay. So X, Y, and Z, they are going to share the same content in the address. The types are same, the addresses are same, then their contents are same, right? Observe this case 4. X has 10, X has 20. 10, one object gets created internally with the object 10. For x equal 20, one more object. Print x means always it prints the latest value. Print x means it always prints the latest value. 20, right? 20, it will print always the latest value. What happens to the previous object? What happens to the previous object? Is it available or will it get removed or what?
Will be replaced by the recent value.
Okay, to know what happened to the previous object, so I'll go back to this case 3. There is a small concept, garbage collector. There is a concept called garbage collector, right? It's too early to discuss this concept, but to know what happened to that object, right? So later I discussed in our course, right, in brief about this garbage collector with multiple examples. But as of now, just I'll give an overview of this garbage collector. To know what happens to an object. So garbage collector, the removes unused object or unreferred objects. Removes unused or unreferred objects from the memory. What do you mean by unused or unreferred objects? Objects whose reference count becomes 0. Objects whose reference count becomes 0, then immediately that object gets removed. Object whose reference here, garbage collector removes unused or unreferred objects from the memory. It removes unused or unreferred objects from the memory. Objects whose reference count becomes 0, then immediately that object gets removed from the memory. What is the reference count? Two ways I can say: number of variables pointing to an object, or number of variables storing, number of variables. Number of variables pointing to an object, or number of variables storing address of an object. So here, okay, just to make you understand this, right? X value is 10, Y is 10, Z is 10. One object is created, only one object. So here, how many variables pointing to this object 10? How many variables are pointing to the object 10, right? I want everyone to respond, please. How many objects are
3.
So reference count is what? 3. Why 3 means 3 variables are pointing to this, and 3 variables storing the address of this object. 3 variables are storing the address of this object. X is storing this object address. Y also stores this object address. Z also stores this object address. Number of variables storing address of an object. 3 variables are storing. Variables pointing to an object. Reference count is 3. Reference count of this object is 3. You may ask how come the reference count becomes 0 and how an object gets removed means observe here. Now x, y, z value, x, y, and z values are okay 10. Slowly I modified the y value. Slowly I have modified the y value to 20. Assume I modified the y value to 20. Slowly I modified the y value to 20, right? Yes. Now y is pointing to the new object. Y is pointing to the new object. Y is not pointing to this object 10. Y is made to point to the new object. Y is not pointing to the old object. So reference count becomes 2. So reference count becoming 2, right? Yes. Only x and z are pointing to this. Now slowly after some time I modified the z value also to 30, right? And one more new object 30 got created with some address. The address is given to z. The address is given to z, right? Okay. The address is given to z. Okay. Z equal to 30. Okay. Now z is pointing to the new object 30. Z is not pointing to this 10. Z is pointing to the new object 30. It is not pointing to this 10. Now reference count becomes 1. Now only one variable x is pointing to this object of 10. Previously y and z also were pointing, but now y and z they are pointing to the new objects that are created. Now only x is pointing, so reference count is 1. Slowly I have modified the x value also to 50. One new object with 50 is created, 104090. The address is given to x. X equal to 50 means a new object is created. It is going to have some address. The address is given to x. Now x is not pointing. X is not pointing, right? X is not pointing to 10. X is not pointing to 10. X is pointing to the new object. So reference count becomes 0 here. Reference count becoming 0. So reference count becomes 0, right? Because none of the variables are pointing to this object now. Reference count is 0. So I said whenever any object reference count becomes 0, object whose reference count becomes 0, then immediately that object gets removed from the memory by garbage collector, right? By garbage collector. Immediately this object gets removed from the, understood that everyone? Any query in this? What is garbage collector and how object gets removed? Later I discuss in brief in our course, right? But here just I said.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So here coming back to our example, our case 4, right? Based on this observation discussion we had. Now forget about x equal to 20 for some time. Take this x equal to 10. Observe this x equal to 10, right? Observe this x equal to 10. What is the reference count of this object at 10? How many variables are pointing to this object at 10?
1.
Only one variable is pointing, right? So reference count is 1. But slowly I modified the x value to 20. Slowly I modified the x value to 20, right? Yes. Now it is pointing to the new object. X is now it's pointing to the X is pointing to the new object. Now X is not pointing to this 10. Reference point becomes what? 0 for this object 10. So any object reference count becomes 0, then immediately this object gets removed by the garbage collector. So whenever you are saying X equal to 20, what happens to the previous object? It gets removed from the memory. Slowly, for example, if I am modifying it X equal to 20 to X equal to 30, what happens to 20?
Gets removed by garbage collector.
Gets removed by the garbage collectors, right? Okay. So I'll show you all these 4 cases practically now, right? So whenever we install Python, go to the start programs. Just check where your Python is available, right? Python 3.10. The first thing what we see is IDLE, right? Integrated Development Environment. So here case this it opens in interactive mode. If you want to work in batch mode, file, new file. Case 1, defining a variable. This is comment in Python starts with hash symbol, not executable. If you're writing any statement with hash starting with hash, it's a comment, it's not executable, right? Defining a variable. X equal to 10. I want to print this content. If you want to print X. If I want to print the address, print ID function is the ID of X, where exactly it is stored. Print X, address of X, print the type of X. ID of X and type of X. Type of X will be integer type, right? Okay. Because you have assigned a integer value to X, so the type will be integer type. Run, save it first before we execute. We have created separate folder for this batch, right? 7 a.m. into 1.py. So now execute this run module. Print X, it prints 10, address of X, where exactly it is stored. This is the address. Type what type? Integer type. Now observe this case 2. Case 2. Defining two different variables. Defining two different variables. To two different values. Two different variables with two different values, then two different objects gets created. Two different objects gets created. Two different variables with two different values, then two different objects. Two different objects gets created with two different addresses. Okay. X value is 10, Y value is 20, right? X is 10, Y is 20. Print X, address of X and type of X. Now print Y, address of Y and type of Y. Just observe this. Print Y, address of Y, yes, type of Y. Okay. Can you please answer now? Address of X and address of Y, is it going to be the same or different? Here, two different variables with two different values, two different objects with two different addresses, right? Observe this case too that we have discussed. Two different variables, X and Y, with two different values, then two different objects with two different addresses, right? Here, now try to say address of X and address of Y. Will it be same or different?
It will be different.
Different, right? Yes. Now observe this case 3. See this one, observe this output. X value is 10, its address is type integer. Print Y, address of Y and type of Y. Case 3. Two different variables with same values, defining two different variables with same values. Then only one object gets created, then only one object gets created. Only one object gets created and its address. Two different variables with same values, then only one object gets created and its address is returned to both the variables. X is 10, Y is 10, Y also 10. Means internally only one object created. That address is given to X and Y. Address of X and address of Y. Is it the same or different? To answer. Address of X and address of Y. Is it going to be the same address or different address?
Same address.
It should be same, right? It must be same because the contents are same. The address also should be same. Observe this, addresses are same, right? X address and Y address both are same. Address of X and address of Y. Now observe this case 4. Observe this case 4, right?
Hi, sir. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, if we declare x equals to y equals to 10 directly, it will take same address, no?
Yes, same address.
Okay.
That is
X,
also fine. X equal
x
to,
equals to y equals to 10 directly.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Observe this case 4, right? Defining two different variables. Two different variables. Two variables, not two variables with same names. Two variables with same name. But with different values. But with different values. Then two different objects gets created. Two variables with same name but with different, then two different objects gets created and the previous one gets removed. Observe this. X is 10 and X is 20. Observe here, X value is 10, X value is 20. For 10 and 20, two objects gets created, but the previous one gets removed. X equal to 10. Always the latest value will be considered. Print X means 20, address of X means 20 address. Type of X is integer type. Understood these four cases, right? Any queries in these four cases? No, sir. In case 3, if I say X has 10, Y has 10.0, X is 10, Y is 10.0. Do you think the address of, first you say me address of, now try to say X equal to 10, Y equal to 10. The address of X and Y same or different?
Same,
Same.
Now it's same, right? If I say 10.0,
different.
It is different.
before you
Floating.
answer, what is type of Y?
Float.
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 Type of X?
Int.
Integer.
Int.
Means two different objects created, right? One is float object, one is integer object. One is float, the other is integer. Okay. Fine. Run model. Two different addresses, 10 and 10.0, right? Address is different, types are also different. So these are the next data types. Data types in Python mainly into two types. Fundamental data types and collection data types. Fundamental data types, collection data types. What do you mean by fundamental data types? Means object holding single value. Object holding single value. Example. X equal to 10, one object created internally with object 10, with value 10, sorry. It's going to have some address. The address given to X. Here object holding single value, right? Here object holding single value. Fundamental data types, object holding single value. Collection data type, the name itself saying collection of values. Object holding group of values or multiple values. Object holding multiple values or group of values. Example, list of values. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So for this list also internally object gets created. For this list internally object gets created. Ten, 20, 30, 40, 50. Observe here, X equal to list of 5 elements. Internally object created with 5 values. The address is given to X. Here object holding group of values or multiple values, set of values, right? Collection of values, right? Object holding group of values. Okay. Fundamental data types and collection data types. Fundamental data types are of 5 types. Integer type, float type, boolean type, string type, and complex. 5 types of fundamental. Integer, for example, age 24, integer type, right? Float, height 6.3, float type, right? Something in decimal point. Boolean returns true or false. Boolean values, true indicates 1 indicates true, 0 indicate false. String, something in sequence collection of characters. City equal to Hyderabad. This complex value in general mathematics, a plus I1, a plus IB, or x plus IY, right? In Python, we say x plus JY. Instead of I, we use J, right? Here, collection types, 4 types. 4 types of collections. So like list, list, tuple, set, and dictionary. Okay, list represented using tuple using normal braces, set by using curly braces, See, it's Python providing simple syntax, right? How will you identify it? Is list of values means square bracket, tuple of values, set of values means curly bracket, and for dictionary it's key and value format, key and value. List of values x equal to, for example, 4 values. Tuple of values. The list of values, tuple of values, set of values. Dictionaries of key and values means, so like somewhere like name Ajay, age 25. This is key, this is value. This is key, this is value. Key and value representation. Key value, key value. Key and value representations, right? Okay. Okay. So we have got a lot of discussion on this collection types, list, tuple sets, dictionaries, like list properties, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested lists. So in this way, a lot of discussions, more than a week, we'll be discussing on this collection, right? Okay, now fundamental types. Discussing on this fundamental, just now I discussed integer 4 cases, right? Float, boolean, string. We have got a lot of discussion on string indexing, string slicing, string properties, string functions, string methods, string special characters, right? Yes. Okay. Data types, for example, data types, right? Okay. X equal to 10, you are assigning a 10 to X. What type it is? Integer type. Y equal to 4.5, it's float type. Z equal to a boolean value, true. Boolean values means it takes either true or false. Boolean data type, it takes either true or false. T should be capital, F should be capital, right? If you are taking true, T should be in uppercase, false, F should be in uppercase. It takes either true or false, right? Okay. Print X comma type of X. X comma type of X is integer type. Print Y comma type of Y. Float type. Print Y comma type of Y. Float. Print Z comma type of Z. run module, right? Yes. 10 integer type, 4.5 is float type, true. Boolean type, right? So okay, integer, float, boolean. So a lot of discussion on strings, right? Okay. String. For the next 2-3 days, the discussion will be on string only, right? Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt here.
Yes, go ahead.
So when you printed the type of any variable, it is showing as like class equals to int or float, anything. So is it the type used to be class only?
Yes, whenever you are saying x equal to 10, right?
Yeah.
Internally, one object is created and say
Okay.
it needs some address.
Okay.
The address is given to object. That's everything is a class and object here in Python.
Yeah. Okay.
So object means what type? integer object. Means we have got a class int is available.
Okay, okay.
Predefined class int class. So internally object created, object of which class? Int class, class int.
Okay, okay. Since object is the superclass,
Okay.
that is why it is showing as class equals to, right?
For example, x equal to 4.5. Internally one object created 4.5.
Hmm.
It's some address. So for this class float is available. So here internally we have got classes available for each and every object. Int class int is available for float, class float for strings.
Okay, got it, got it.
Everything important. Later we'll be discussing in object-oriented programming about this class object.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
A string. A string is a sequence collection of characters. Is a sequence collection of characters, right? In Python, a string is represented, right? A string is represented using single quote, double quote, triple quote, single quote, double quote, and triple quote. A string is represented using single, double, and triple quote. For a single line of string, go for single quote or double quote. For multiple lines of string, for a paragraph or multiple lines of, go for triple quote. Each character of a string is represented each character of a string is represented or accessed by a unique index. Each character of a string is represented or accessed by a unique index. String supports two types of indexes. Positive index or forward index. Right? Starts from left to right. One second. Starts with 0. Positive index or forward index starts from left to right, starts with 0. negative index or backward index? Negative index or backward index means starts from right to left, starts with -1. Okay. I'm sorry. Forward index or positive index, backward index or negative index, right? X equal to Python. If I'm defining a string like this, X equal to Python. Internally, one object is going to get created. Internally, one object gets created. P Y T H O N. It's going to have some address. This address is given to X. Sorry, X equal to Python. Whenever you're defining a string within quotes, an object getting created, object is going to P Y T H O N, right? It's going to have some address. The address is given to X. Forward index or positive index starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each and every character of a string is accessed or identified by a unique index. This we call it as like forward index or positive index. Forward index or positive index. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. Backward index or negative index. This is what backward index or negative index. Forward index or positive index, backward index or negative index, right? Yes. What is the value of x of 2? What is the value of x of 2? X is the string. What is x of 2 value here?
T.
T, right? What is the value of x of -2?
O.
All right.
O.
All right. Yes. X of 2 is T. X of -2 is O. X of 2 is T. X of -2 is O. Fine. So already we got forward index or positive index. Why again backward index means if you got a very big string of 70 characters, if I want to print the last character, if I want to print the last character means x of -1. Very simple, right? If you have got negative index, but using positive index, if you want to print the last character, this time taking. So we can go for negative or positive index. Multi-line comments in Python. Single line comment starts with hash. Multi-line comments keep within triple quote, end with triple quote. Not going to get executed, right? It's not going to get executed. X equal to Python, Python, right? Print X, it prints this entire string. Type of X, string type. Print type of X is what type? String type. str type. Address, where exactly it is stored? Len of X. Print len of X means number of characters within the string. Number of characters means like 6 characters. So the length is what? 6. Save it. Run module, right? Okay. So class str Python, what type? String type. This is the address. This is the length is what? 6. Y equal to programming. Y equal to programming, right? Yes. Print X plus Y. X plus Y means we say like concatenation. Concatenation, right? Adding two string. Adding two strings. Adding two strings. First string followed by second string. Python plus programming. You get the output like Python programming. I want space between Python and programming, right? You want space between them. X plus space plus Y, right? Python plus programming. Run module. What space? Adding three strings right here. X is one Python, one blank space, and Y. So adding three strings, concatenation, one string followed by the second string. So in Python, we no need to write huge codings, right? We have got many built-in libraries available, built-in methods, functions, and modules available, right? Just observe, we have got some string methods, some examples on this string. We have got many methods. For example, upper, to print a string in uppercase. To print a string in uppercase, X equal to, I'm taking a string like this, Hyderabad, right? I want to print this Hyderabad in uppercase. X is the string, dot upper, that's it. X is Hyderabad, X dot upper, prints in uppercase, Hyderabad in uppercase. Observe. Okay. Lower. I'll take 5 more minutes, right? To print a string in lowercase. To print a string in lowercase. X equal to, for example, you got a string in uppercase. Print X dot lower, right? X dot lower. Prints that Chennai. Chennai is in uppercase, right? Prints in lowercase. Prints in lowercase. Capitalize. Observe, for example, X equal to India. Only the first character I want in uppercase, remaining all in the lower cases, right? Only the first character I in the uppercase, remaining all in the lower cases. Print X dot capitalize. X equal to this, right? Capitalize. Run module. I in uppercase, remaining all in the lower cases, right? Only I in the uppercase, remaining all in the lower cases. Only the first character I in the uppercase, remaining all in the lower cases. Capitalizes the first character of a string. Only the first character. Okay. Run module. Observe this next. For example, X equal to, for example, good morning, Hyderabad. So here I got three words, right? I got three words within a line. I got three within a string. I got three words. Each and every word, first character I want in uppercase. If I use capitalize, right? Only the first character G only in uppercase, but I want M also in uppercase. I want H also in uppercase. H also I want in uppercase, right? Okay, what do you do? Right, print X dot title, right? X everything in the uppercase. So a title means you will see G in uppercase, M in uppercase, H. Each and every word, first character in the uppercase, right? Morning, Hyderabad. G in uppercase, M in uppercase, H in uppercase, right? Fine. Title. For capitalizing the first character of each word in a string. For capitalizing the first character of each word in a string. Okay. Good morning, Hyderabad. G in uppercase, M in uppercase, H also in up. For example, where this title can be useful, right? For example, employees, I'm taking one more example, right? Employees, I'm taking. Employee names are like this: James, Rahul, Blake, Miller, Ajay, In this way, you got some employee names, hundreds of employee names you got. I want each and every employee name first character in the uppercase. Each and every employee name first character means emps dot title. That's it. It prints each and every employee name first character in the uppercase, right? Run module. James J in uppercase, Rahul R in uppercase, each and every name first character in the uppercase, right? Yes. We have got methods like replace method for replacing a portion of a string. For replacing a portion of a string. For example, x equal to a string I've taken, like Java is easy. I've taken a string like this. Print x dot x is that string, replace, right? I'm taking like Java with Python. What is the output you get? Run module. Python is easy, right? Yes. Java is replaced with Python. So here, if you observe, Java is easy and Java is simple. Just and say Java is simple. Each and every occurrence of Java is replaced with Python. Python is easy and Python is simple. Each and every occurrence of Java is replaced with, right? So in this way, we have got many other methods like count method, strip method, format method, starts with, ends with, join method. In this way, many other methods. We don't need to write huge codings in Python. We have got many different string. We are supposed to like string slicing, extracting a portion of a string. So string, you have got more discussion on strings, string methods, string functions, string special characters, string slicing, right? So fine. So we'll be discussing more on this in the next session, right? Yes. So as said, right, and tomorrow the link is going to be changed. So you are supposed to get enrolled or get registered. So we have already provided with 4 sessions, demo plus 4, right, sessions of this, right? You can see in the chart panel, the payment details, everything is forwarded, okay? Even the contact details of those and the payment details, everything is forwarded. You can just go through the process, right? Okay. Any other queries? Any queries from your side? Anyone, right?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So this course is covered with a C bond and Panta also in
Pandas,
this Python.
yes. You will be discussing some models related to data science, right? Like
Okay.
Pandas model is covered, Matplotlib is covered, NumPy is covered.
Syllabus can be shared via mail or it will not be shared. You'll
It's,
have to.
it's already given here, right? You can see in the chart panel. They have given that course content link is given and also the, all the details, right? Can you see that course content link is given there?
Okay.
So 1 second. What will be discussed as part of this course, right? Nearly 30 modules, 30 topics are going to be discussed, right? 1 second. So coming from this, okay, observe this Pandas model in brief, in depth, right? Not an overview of it, like in-depth introduction to Pandas, Pandas series, Pandas data frames in dictionaries, Pandas data frames from list, data frame from series, from CSV, Excel, data frames from JSON, from databases, Pandas data functionality, Pandas time delta, creating data frames from time delta, like Pandas group, groupings, aggregations, data frames from list and creating functions like total data Python pandas, pandas and matplotlib and pandas use cases. And similarly, matplotlib, like different types of graphs, normal graphs, normal plottings, general bar graphs, histograms, scatter plots, type plots, pie plots, and NumPy model also in brief, NumPy. NumPy indexing, mathematical operations, flattening, line spacing, array, random numbers, iterations, manipulations, NumPy and linear algebra, string functions, right? This is what introduction to this data science modules. And data analytics, advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closures, decorators, web scraping, working with CSV, Excel, JSON files, right? Working with Excel workbook, OS module, and database module, GUI module, datetime module. Okay, and working with database connectivity, installation of one database, object-oriented programming concepts. In brief, right? Regular expression module. In this way, different types of models and how to work with our own models will be discussed. Yes, okay. Any other query, right? Okay. So this is shared with you. You can just go through, right? Yes. So it's an already it was said it's an offer batch. It's just like for instead of like 10K, it was just offered with 5K, right? 50% of discount it's for this batch. So that many modules related to different domains will be discussed, and the Python core advanced and application oriented models. 300 plus code examples will be discussed as part of this, nearly 75 to 80 hours, the course duration, right? 80 hours. Okay, so if I'm done with the queries, if there are no other queries, right, then I'll sign off for today and meet you tomorrow, right? More discussion on the strings, right? Okay. Okay, thank you all for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.